Do I look crazy to you? Do I look crazy to you? Huh? Do I? Ladies and gentlemen, start growing out your mustaches and your goatees. Start wearing your tinfoil hats because holy shit, there are so many conspiracy theories coming out recently, and I'm going to talk about them all today. We live in a society where any single second of any single day, especially in the United States of America, an SHTF event can happen. Now, if you don't know what an SHTF event means, no, it's not the Roblox face. It is shit hits the fan, SHTF. Now, it's essentially where everything goes batshit crazy, anarchy, all this stuff. Essentially, what all the alt-right individuals who own 16 billion rounds of ammunition and 18 million guns to go with it are preparing for. Myself included, although I don't own any guns yet. We'll get into it. We're going to be talking about Ryan Garcia. We're going to be talking about the new solar eclipse thing that matches a biblical symbol. We're also going to be talking about a new mental deficiency disease thing, which makes some people see demon faces. We're going to be talking about the Baltimore bridge collapse. We're going to be talking about all of those things because it gets pretty fucking deep. So ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, start going out your mustaches, look super war-torn, grab your tinfoil hats because we're taking a, not really deep dive, we're taking a shallow dip into the pool of some pretty recent conspiracy things that have happened lately in the United States. Last Wednesday, a Singaporean cargo ship at 1 to 1:30 in the morning, give or take, crashed into a foundation pillar into a Baltimore bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, and took out 0.75 give or take miles worth of a bridge, killing 6 construction workers. Now, what happened from what I read online is the ship, a massive cargo ship that was going en route, set out an SOS call, and essentially they were like, hey, we're going to crash into the bridge. And I think from what I've read, the bridge was shut down because of course, the SOS call, and the cargo ship hits there's a lot of videos online, multiple different angles, and there's a piece of hair in my mouth, but you can see the cargo ship make contact with the bridge, and then the entire thing just boom, it deflates like a balloon. It deflates like, I'm not even going to go there. It deflates like Kim Kardashian if you were to poke her butt with a needle. But regardless, pretty scary stuff. And the funny part is I was watching TikTok 7 or 8 hours after this happened, so it just happened. And of course, with anything recent that involves destruction and casualties and one party messing with another party, as in like 2 different objects, it of course sparks conspiracy and controversy. And being a United States citizen myself, with all of the United States TikTok feed I get and the whole Twitter recommendations, all of that stuff, you see a lot of batshit crazy things that people are saying because at the end of the day, I am a firm believer. I'm a very conspiratorial person. I don't know if that's a word, but I indulge in conspiracy. I believe that the United States government and other governments are hiding things from you that you don't know about. But regardless, that's a topic for another day. What I'm trying to say here is I don't think it was a conspiracy. Based on the research I've done and the video I've seen, there's no real benefit to having a cargo ship crash into a fucking bridge and having the bridge collapse. And this is not me trying to say like, hey, you know, like this is some joke, because obviously no, it's not a joke. 6 people died, and that really sucks. And one of my worst nightmares, and a lot of people's worst nightmares, is being on a bridge as it's collapsing. That must have been terrifying. If you're wondering why my luxurious hair is in a different spot right now, and if the brightness is a little bit different and the camera position is also a little bit different, it's because the CIA just tried to ruin my camera. And if you would have seen it, my entire webcam was glitching out. I just got silenced by the shadow government. They tried to silence me, guys. I can't believe it. See, watch, here's my proof. I'm gonna remove my hand. Wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. Oh, you see a little glitch? Look, they're trying to silence me again. I can't believe it. Look, since the Illuminati can't handle the truth and they're trying to silence me by getting rid of my beautiful face, I'm just kidding. We can see, as we take a look here, port facilities and ships affected by bridge collapse. We see the yellow are the port facilities and the black is the stranded cargo and tanker ships. This is from New York Times, by the way. So we see the ship impact, which is at the Francis Scott Key Bridge, where the Patapsco River and the Cheapsake Bay. We have all of this stuff. So ultimately, this is where the collision happened, and we can see we're in Baltimore right now. Pretty rough, I will say, pretty rough. And you can see a picture of the Dali cargo ship here with the bridge remains collapsed on top of it. It says right here, the ship that crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore this week was carrying 764 tons of hazardous materials including some in containers that were damaged when the bridge collapsed, raising fears about pollution and safety. The U.S. Coast Guard said there is no threat to the public from the hazardous material, while an environmental conservation group in Baltimore has urged the public to report anything unusual in the water near the ship. And I don't mean to add some devil horns to my tinfoil hat, but this kind of reminds me about the Ohio train derailment in February 3rd, derailment in East Palestine of a Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals set off an emergency response as residents worried about long-term health effects. This happened and the media covered it really quick, and then I've never heard of it again. And it says we're here on February 3rd, a Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, igniting a fire and setting off fears of an explosion. Boo. Hope I didn't scare you too much with my face again. But so obviously there's some pretty scary things going on, and people have a right to be concerned because in general, the government across not only the United States, but other countries, in general, government bodies are not to be trusted to their fullest amount of trust. I guess there are some pretty shady people in government positions all across the world. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Now, I did mention that I would talk about Ryan Garcia, but at this point, there's not much to talk about because one Ryan Garcia Google, you can see Ryan Garcia from pretty boy to psycho killer. Did boxer Ryan Garcia really predict Baltimore Bridge collapse? Ryan Garcia proves to his fans that his predictions tell the truth. Ryan Garcia offering free boob jobs. I don't think the media can get any better than that. A boxer offering boob jobs? That's incredible. Really good news coverage, guys. Nowadays, most, if not all, of modern conspiracy theories can be tied back to religion, and predominantly Christianity. Ryan Garcia is a Christian, and what I'm about to talk about, a lot of Christians are speaking out against this with this. I'm not really sure if it's against it, but we'll get into it right now. From NBC News, rare disorder causes man to see people's faces as demonic. Now, what the hell am I looking at? This looks like that Dr. Kim plastic surgeon here. By Area Bendix, Victor Shara had always had sharp vision, but one life-altering day in November 2020, he noticed out of the blue people's faces around him looked demonic. Their ears, noses, and mouths were stretched back, and there were deep grooves in their foreheads, cheeks, and chins. Imagine waking up one day and your mom comes into your bedroom and she's like, "Hey, sweetie, good morning." And then you see her and it's just that. It's just her ears are like super far back and her eyes are super squinted all the way back to her temples. And then her face looks like it got hit by a brick. That would freak me out a little bit. And I think I'd be pretty tempted to pray to God after seeing that. But of course, taken by social media, this obviously causes a lot of confusion, a lot of distraughtness, I guess. For lack of better terms, a lot of this is being tied to religion because a lot of things in the Bible mention that, especially with this next topic that I'm about to cover for a few minutes here, we're coming, according to the Christian Bible, to the end times because of this next part. Now, here in front of you is a map of a total solar eclipse. It is, see the path, it goes right through the middle of the good old United States of America, brother. And there are, I believe, two more paths that I think one goes from British Columbia all the way through South Carolina or Georgia, and then another goes through Manitoba all the way down through Texas and Mexico, and it makes a biblical symbol. I don't know too much about that to really show you guys, but a lot of biblical references are coming up in today's media and also with world events, and so of course that leads to a lot of conspiracy and controversy, as I said earlier. So it's just a lot of pretty sketchy shit's going on right now. But amidst all of these minor SHTF events, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of misinformation is being spread. As a person who is viewing my video right now, you probably have access to the internet, and I've made this point many times across many of my videos. While you have access to the internet, you also have access to many forms of false media, many lies. So make sure you stay vigilant, make sure you don't let false claims and false anything really get to you, because that's what leads you to misinformation. That's what leads you to being lied to. That's what leads you to being wrong. And in today's day and age, unfortunately, being wrong about one minor thing could lead to some pretty major consequences. So with that, prepare for the end times because the rapture is coming. Stay safe. That was a joke, by the way.